It was nice seeing you, ladies.
I mean, I have pictures of it, but not
Hi. Hey guys, so I have a cool person here to introduce at Supernatural OrlandoCon. She edited an awesome book I just bought. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Hi Lynn.
Hi, Lynn Zubernis, who edited Family Don't End With Blood, which is the book that all of the actors wrote about how being on the show and the fandom have really changed their lives. Not just our lives as fans, but their lives too.
That's awesome. How long did it take you to edit that book? Must have been a lot of work.
It was, but it was probably the most fun project I've ever done. It took about 2 years.
Yeah.
And really I think it took about 2 years because the actors, especially, and the fans too, who were writing chapters, they really wanted to do a good job. Like, it really meant something to them. So they would send me, you know, a chapter edit, and they'd really want me to give my feedback, and then they'd make it better and send it back again. So
that's awesome. So did you like interact with actors individually for each chapter? How did the process work in getting the book into production?
We talked about it, most of us, in person. I had gotten to know them because I've been writing books on Supernatural for about a decade now, so I know them already. So when I got the idea to write a book about how the show's changed people's lives, it was actually Jared who said, well, it's changed my life too. And I was like, you saying you want to write a chapter? He said yes, and then I asked all the others and they were like yes. So they would put together their thoughts and then I would give them feedback about what they wrote, and if something sort of didn't come through the way I thought they wanted to, I say that I kind of held their hand through the process, but the words are theirs. I wanted to leave it in their words.
Jensen spoke in a convention before about he's not a writer, so
yeah.
He had someone help him, I guess, write his chapter.
Me.
You did?
Yeah, yeah. No, Jensen wasn't going to write one for the longest time.
He didn't want to?
No, because he says he's not a writer.
Right.
So he sort of told me what he wanted to say, and I wrote it down. That's the same thing as writing. Like, don't tell Jensen, but that's the same thing as writing. He just didn't type it out.
He just doesn't feel like he can produce ideas in writing as opposed to just talking about it?
He's more comfortable talking about it. So that's what we agreed. He's like, I'll just tell you what I want to say. And I'm like, okay, I can type. So I just typed it up.
So was it sort of like an interview kind of thing with Jensen?
Well, kind of, but not really, because I didn't ask him any questions.
He just started talking?
It was just all him, and then I typed it up. And then I sent it to him and said, is this what you want to say? And he made some changes. So it's still his words. He just didn't, you know, use a computer to type it out.
And you mentioned to me yesterday that Jared also talks a little bit about his depression experience.
He does.
Correct?
He does.
I believe it was in season 3 or 4 where he had time off work. You said how long and what happened exactly?
Yeah, well, it's in the chapter. I don't want to spoil too much of it.
No, it's just a glimpse.
Yeah, but it was actually late. He did have that earlier, but he writes about, I think it was 3 years ago when he didn't go to the Rome convention because he was having a really tough time. And in the chapter, he takes you like first person through exactly what happened during that time and how he came out on the other side of it, and how the show, the fandom, his friends, his sort of SPN family, as he calls it, kind of really got him through that. So it's hard to read, but super inspiring.
Yeah, I can imagine. He always talks about his experience to kind of like empower fans and fellow people experiencing the same issues, right?
Yeah, and that's sort of the point of the book. I wanted to do a book that shared real stories so that when somebody else had a similar story, they could feel validated. And I don't think there's much more validating than reading that the people who you fan have had the same challenges.
Exactly, because people see actors kind of like a fantasy, like beautiful, perfect life.
Exactly.
They don't have any issues, but Jared obviously, you know, breaks that bubble.
And all of them. I mean, they all got so personal. I was really surprised when I started to get the drafts, like, whoa, like this is real. They went deep. Yeah. But I really respect them for that, because I think they realized it wouldn't really validate people people if they didn't get real, so they were willing to do it. But it's an unusual thing for actors to do, right? To get so real.
Yeah, most actors kind of leave this bubble onto the fans where they don't see into their personal lives.
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
But obviously SPN fandom is much more personal.
This cast, I mean, what cast wants to write a book for their fans to tell their real story?
I've never heard of this.
No, no.
So also about the fun part of this book is I used it for autographs. Like you said, it's a great autograph piece for conventions.
It is, it is.
Like how often do you get this from fans? You've been here, how long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this for 10 years.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Almost as long as the show's been on.
Almost as long as the show's been on. Yeah, I think I've written 7 books on Supernatural.
Wow.
And Fandom.
Can you tell us like some about the other books too?
So they're all different. The one that just came out is called Supernatural Psychology. So it's I edited it along with Travis Langley. It's all written by psychologists about the show and the characters. I wrote a memoir called Fangasm Supernatural Fangirls, which is my own story of falling in love with the show and delving into this world. And
earlier I was looking for you. You were attending the con with me, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I'm a fangirl, man. I'm always in there.
So every year you go to almost most of them?
Not all of them, but a lot of them. Yeah.
Where are you from originally?
I'm from Philly.
Cool. So you travel all the way here just to see the guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's
along with a lot of people.
Great opportunity to promote your books, obviously, and interact with fans, and also attend the cons themselves.
Yeah, I sort of go back and forth between sort of being a vendor or doing interviews, and then popping in and live tweeting the panels, and I'm still a fan. I know them now, and I love them as people, but I love the show. I love the show. I love the characters. I am always going to be a fan.
Let's get a little bit into the show. Like, what's your favorite season, and why? If you had to pick one out of the 13 so far, we just didn't finish season 13 yet.
I think season 4 is my favorite season. I just think there were a lot of really standout episodes that season. And season 2, which is the season when I fell in love with the show. So that's got a soft spot for me.
That's pretty awesome. So do you prefer like Monster of the Week episodes or mythology, and why?
I prefer any episode that really lets me delve into the characters that I love. So I'm going to be happy with an episode if it shows me Dean, Sam, Cass, and tells me something about them. I will get cranky if there's not enough Dean, Sam, Cass. Like, I want to know about my characters. I also have to say I love the Wayward Sisters pilot so much.
Yeah.
I love those characters. I'm so glad they're back. I'm so excited for that.
Did you attend that premiere party here in Orlando?
I attended the screening.
Thursday?
Yes. I didn't go to the party afterwards because I was selling the books.
Right.
But
always busy working.
Yes. But it was so cool to watch that episode in a room full of people. I was sitting right next to the 2 women who created the Wayward movement. There's a chapter actually in Family Don't End with Blood about the Wayward movement, and Kim Rhodes and Brianna
actually
Buckmaster.
Fans who inspired it.
Yes, yes, and they wrote a chapter in the book.
So how did this happen? Did they tweet about it a lot, or?
Yeah, it was like a groundswell that came from the fans, and it's so miraculous that now it has come to be. Like, when does that happen?
Okay, a little bit controversial because I posted some scenes from the show on my channel. One of the scenes, the ending twist, a lot of mixed reactions. Like, I personally, honestly, didn't like it. I thought kind of cheesy, that evil twin Kaya. So can you tell us about your honest experience?
I mean, I was shocked. First of all,
I didn't expect it.
I didn't expect it either.
But is it like a cool thing, or you just thought it's cheesy?
I don't know. I like to reserve judgment because sometimes if you make a snap judgment, you think it's going to go a certain way, and that's not really the way it's going to go. So I don't really know what's going to happen, and I don't really know whether there were 2 Kayas or something happened.
Or is it like Kaya but became evil? Or
right, but we don't know. So I don't want to like knee-jerk react to that until I actually know.
Okay, did you expect Sam and Dean to have very little screen time in that episode since it's a Wayward Sisters premiere, or you expected more 50-50?
No, I expected about the ratio that it was. And
really?
like I said,
I wanted more, to be honest.
Well, I always want more.
Of course, Sam and Dean.
Right, I mean, I always want Sam and Dean to be on screen 24/7 in my house, you know. But for this one, that's what I expected, so I was fine with it. And honestly, I was so transfixed during the whole episode that I was just like, the whole time. I just thought it was so well done.
Well, how do you think Jack and Mary are doing in the alternate world? We didn't see much of them.
Probably not too well. I don't think nobody's doing very well in the AU, right?
No, right.
It's a nasty
dark
place.
Like.
Yeah.
Have you attended Mark Pellegrini's panel earlier?
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's very funny in person.
He is very funny.
He's like real life Lucifer. He doesn't mind being called Lucifer. But
yeah, no, I know. He wrote the introduction for supernatural psychology.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, the new book that just came out.
Yeah, I think he's very deep into like philosophy and stuff.
He is.
He mentioned reading philosophy books like a lot.
Yeah. We don't always agree ideologically, but he loves the show, and he wrote really eloquently about the show.
I heard he gets in a lot of Twitter battles.
He does.
He makes jokes about it.
He does. Yes, and that's not me. Like I don't.
You're
like
not
being,
into that.
I don't like getting
Twitter
out there
much
fighting on
it's
Twitter.
Full of
I love Twitter, but I don't. I'm not an arguer. I mean, I'm a psychologist. We're not good at arguing. That's not what I do.
You actually have a degree in psychology.
I have a PhD in psychology.
That's cool. So you edited the supernatural psychology book you mentioned. Who wrote that?
It's edited. It's just edited by me and Travis Langley. So the chapters are all written by psychologists. So we
in relation to supernatural, right?
All about supernatural. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So last question, because I know you have to go back to work.
Yeah, I do. I have to go back to work.
Yes. Who's your favorite character out of the main cast, and why?
Everyone who knows me is now giving you the answer, because I just am such a Dean girl.
Me too.
I have never been so fascinated by a fictional character in my whole life.
Aside from the looks, right? Character-wise.
It's not just the looks. I mean, the looks are good.
Of course, yeah. Why do you prefer Dean's character?
I am just so fascinated by all the contradictions, as a psychologist, I've had this conversation with Jetson, like, it's a deeply written character. He's got all this sort of conflict and all these issues, and he's trying to keep them all repressed and buried, and then they bubble up sometimes. That's just fascinating to me. I love that character.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate the interview. My fans will love it.
You're welcome.
And the last thing is we're going to show a little bit of your book. So it's out in all convention circuits, obviously.
And it's on Amazon and Barnes & Noble.
Cool. So you guys can get definitely an awesome book. I got it myself. So thanks again.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
No problem.
Hey guys, so it's end of Friday, my first con day so far. It has been awesome, my first supernatural convention. Everyone has been great, the actors. I met Rich, Brianna and Kim in person doing autographs, like you probably have seen on my page. I posted about earlier. As I've been nothing but nice, very sweet. We exchanged brief words, of course. It's like a long line. You just get your autograph and they personalize it, at least in this con. It's like a special event or something. Like they put your name, autograph too and stuff. Pretty neat. I had them sign Family Don't End With Blood book that has chapters for every actor. So it's pretty neat. I bought this especially for autographs. So I'm super tired. I woke up at 7 AM and really didn't eat much all day. And but it's really worth it. It's been a long day, but I'm super excited to see those people like in real life, like they're flesh and blood humans. You're used to seeing them on the screen, enjoying the episodes and stuff, but it's hard to imagine them like, like real humans. This feeling about celebrities and stuff. So first day down, super cool. Much better than I expected or imagined, really. And he sees him like right in front of you, especially where I'm sitting in the third row. I'm really close, like almost there where he's standing.
Awesome. That's awesome. Right. Come on.
You know what? You're awesome.
Thanks. You too, I guess.